Good morning. So we have about 68 miles to the border from right here. We're working our way north out of North Cascades National Park. The hike through the park is actually kind of boring. We don't go through the heart of the park, the reason that it is a park. We're just kind of following the Bridge Creek Canyon drainage thing, and then we'll get up to Rainy Pass in about 7 miles. My food bag is heavy. Got 2 days of food and yeah, it feels like a brick. Guess I've been doing a pretty good job of carrying lots of food and eating it. Actually, might need to dial that back here the last few days. I think I have actually put on weight since Ashland, which is kind of amazing. On one hand, good job. On the other hand, I was actually kind of looking forward to going home being all skinny and seeing how much of that I could save, but yeah, I think I've bounced back quite a lot actually. Yeah, I think eating is a skill like everything else. It takes a while to learn how to do it well. I'm still carrying a lot of emotional freight as well. And that's going to just get worse and worse as we get closer to the end. Yeah, I don't think in my life I've ever had an experience of being so happy for something that is approaching and also so sad at the same time. I suppose a similar experience might be if you have to move away from a home that you love and have lived in for a long time so that you can go take an exciting new job in a different city or something. I've never done that. So yeah, for me, this is, I think, kind of the first time. Don't like it. In other news, this is the section of the trail with the least amount of cell phone coverage right here at the end. We're going to go from Stehekin to Canada and back to Hart's Pass, 110 miles total, without one scrap of cell service at all, at least according to my coverage map in Gaia. In the past, I've often been able to grab a little bit of service from a peak or a ridge line, but yeah, there is nothing for 6 days. So y'all are gonna have to wait to see these videos. I'll get them up eventually, but not till after I am done and home. Calamity Jane strikes again. In this case, she didn't fall. She was stepping over this log and scraped her scabby bits right on the branch there. Ouch. Okay, I have officially been in the woods too long and have forgotten important details about my previous life. I was talking with Fugitive yesterday. I don't remember what the conversation topic was, but somehow we started discussing vehicles that we've owned. And I said, yeah, I actually own 3 vehicles right now. I used to own 4. Now it's 3 because of various children who needed vehicles and couldn't afford their own yet. So I started naming them, and I could not remember one of them. I just was drawing a complete blank. Like, I know I own 3 cars and I can only think of 2. I have no idea what the other car is that I own. And it's been bugging me. I've been thinking about it for a long time. And it finally came to me this morning. I remembered the other car that I own and have owned for 10 years? Yeah. It's just, sometimes it just feels like this life is the only life that exists or ever has existed. And that is, I think that's the special thing about the full 1 season through hike. It was not this way when I was doing my section hiking before. I was never able to just unplug and get immersed in the hike to that extent. I certainly have this time, for better or worse. Coming out of it again, that's going to be a trip. All right, last paved road on the PCT. I don't know what kind of mushroom fungus that is, but it's cool looking. There's a lot of it. This is what happens when it's too small to get in. We're headed back up to the high country. We were at 1,500 feet, I think, when we bust out from Stehekin to High Bridge. Now we're going to top out at 6,800 feet, if I recall correctly, at Cutthroat Pass, which will be right up here a little ways. So yeah, it's been a lot of climbing past almost day. But it is beautiful up here. And there are larches, which larches are a deciduous conifer. Every year in the fall, they turn bright yellow and drop all their leaves, just like a maple tree. And the hillsides are quite gorgeous when they do that. The needles on the larches look like they've been stuck on by a 5-year-old with a dried out glue stick. Not very tidy trees, but I guess they figure it's not worth investing a lot of effort into something you're going to throw away, apparently. We're not quite to the season of the larches turning yellow yet. Seeing a little bit of fall color starting in the huckleberries and other things, but we're still a little too early for the larches. That'll come in a couple of weeks probably. Oof. Such beautiful scenery in this last little bit of the trail. It is absolutely spectacular. $2,600 miles. My goodness. It's a long way.
It is.
Well, there's smoke from one of the fires. I don't know which one.
Are you camping or are you
We're gonna have lunch.
Well, our nice, clear, beautiful blue skies were nice while it lasted. But whatever fire it was that got frisky to our south is now throwing a bunch of junk into the air. I can smell it a little bit. It's not super thick yet, but not a fan. Well, we just came over Cutthroat Pass, and there's another hotspot fire, fairly active one going on to our northwest, maybe close to Highway 20. Hopefully it stays open tomorrow because Tamara's supposed to meet us at Hart's Pass with our last resupply. Yeah. It's not a small hotspot. Not a gigantic one yet. We will see.